Prime Minister announces tighter COVID-19 measures, contributes to the budget debates, and holds COVID-19 vaccine town hall. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Vaughn Davis.
We have to institute even stronger measures. It is clear that the level of compliance is not going to be achieved by virtue of moral suasion or appealing to the public.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Sunday as he unveiled a slew of COVID-19 containment measures. Between March 23 and 26, the curfew hours will go from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following day. On March 26, April 1 and April 9, all workplaces and businesses except those in the essential services will close at noon. The weekend curfew starts at midday on March 27 and will continue all day on March 28, lifting at 5 a.m. on Monday, March 29. The nightly curfew reverts to 8 p.m. on March 29 until Holy Thursday on April 1. An all-day curfew is in place for Good Friday on April 2, lifting at 5 a.m. the following day. On April 3, the curfew starts at noon and continues all day Easter Sunday and Monday, ending at 5 a.m. on Tuesday, April 6. The nightly curfew will revert to the 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. hours on Monday, April 6 to April 10. On Saturday, April 10, the curfew begins at midday, continues all day Sunday, and lifts at 5 a.m. on April 12. Mr. Holness says persons with medical emergencies and those with planned trips overseas will be allowed to move on no-movement days. He was also quick to warn persons among the essential services grouping not to abuse their exemption.
Ensure that you have your ID to present to the police. And just to be clear as well, though you are permitted to move on the no movement days, it is movement in pursuit of your job. So it is not a wholesale movement license or exemption. Persons with appointments to receive a vaccine will be allowed to do so during curfew hours. Persons will be required to present evidence of the appointment. And how it will work is you will show the text message that you would have received or your email to the police.
Sunday also saw the Prime Minister announcing amendments to aspects of the Disaster Risk Management Act. Burials will be allowed between March 24 and April 13. However, they will only be approved for 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. No burials will be allowed on weekends or public holidays. Face-to-face classes at all primary and secondary schools have been suspended until April 13. The number of persons at weddings has been reduced from 25 to 15. 12 persons will be allowed at worship centers to allow for online broadcasts. Churches must submit the names of the 12 personnel to the nearest police stations. In the meantime, the work-from-home orders for public sector workers and the stay-at-home orders in effect for persons 60 years and over remain in place. The ban on direct flights from the United Kingdom continues until April 13. Travelers requiring a negative COVID-19 test to enter Jamaica remains in place until June 30. All the other measures remain unchanged.
Those measures, we believe, will significantly reduce the infection rate, will reduce our what they call the R0, the reproductive rate, and bring our hospitalizations down and relieve the stress on our health system.
Still at Jamaica House, Sunday the Prime Minister announced a new initiative that will allow persons in the quick services industry to deliver goods during curfew hours. Dubbed the E-Commerce National Delivery System or ENDS, the platform will allow certain businesses to provide services up to midnight. ENDS is a partnership between the government and the private sector organization of Jamaica. Businesses seeking to benefit from ENDS must register to access the platform. Mr. Holness says ENDS will be rolled out as a pilot on March 26 in Portmore, St. Catherine.
The system will be fully inclusive and will enable the smallest business operator, the vendor, the jerk chicken man, your favorite fish vendor, to participate.
In Parliament Thursday, the Prime Minister made his contribution to the 2021-2022 budget debates. Mr. Holness used his presentation to announce amendments to the Disaster Risk Management Act, which would see to the introduction of a ticketing system for breaches.
The government is prepared to have the bill reviewed by a joint select committee over the weekend and debate and pass the bill next week if the opposition is willing. This would make the new measures more effective if we have this amendment in place.
Prime Minister Holness also unveiled plans to increase the island's capacity to test for COVID-19.
Chase has been directed to fund the acquisition of a genome sequencer and the requisite accessories and reagents.
And at a virtual town hall meeting on Friday, the Prime Minister reiterated government's commitment to thoroughly investigate an incident in which a vial of the COVID-19 vaccine went missing from the Cornwall Regional Hospital last Tuesday. A probe is already underway, where CCTV footage is being reviewed and frontline personnel present at the incident reassigned.
We as a government, we are intent on breaking that cycle of the improper distribution of scarce public goods. So we take it very seriously, and I've had word with the Minister of Health, and we're going to go with the fullest force to find out what happened to that vaccine, and if there is any negligence, malfeasance, or deliberate theft and corruption involved in it, even for one vial.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.